Hello everyone, Matt from Model Minutes here, and welcome back to the workbench for another unboxing. Today I'm taking a look at something a bit different. I'm looking at this. Well, I think it's meant to be a MiG-21, isn't it? So join me on the workbench as I get stuck inside of this box and see what this model kit was like. So, this was actually bought for me as a gift from my wife. She bought it because she said it looked weird, and yeah, I'd probably agree with her. It does look a bit weird, and it looks quite vintage. So on the front here, we've got, well, I think it's meant to be a MiG-21, but it's a very stylized drawing. Pretty cool. We've got a picture of this guy over here holding it up, clearly having enjoyed building the model. If we move on to this edge over here, it does now indicate to us that it is meant to be a MiG-21 and that there are other kits that we could potentially get from this manufacturer. This edge here has a logo, so now we know that this is a Plasticart kit. I've never heard of Plasticart, and it turns out that's probably because I don't think they're in production anymore. On this side here, we do have information in different languages. In English, it tells us that this is a model kit. Again, a couple of aircraft here that are in the range, and on the edge here, MiG-21. If we flip over, you can see that we had a price of 70 pence at some point. I don't know when, but clearly this was the price that it was meant to be. And then we have a maker's mark here and a product code by the looks of it. It does say that it was made in the GDR, which is the German Democratic Republic. So this dates it, doesn't it? Pretty much to like, what, 1989 at the latest? So that is a pretty old kit, pretty obscure. Let's have a look inside the box and see what we've got. So I think we'll get the paperwork out first. That's where I like to begin. It's a very thin box, isn't it? There's not a lot going on here. Right, so this is appearing to me to be in German, so I am not going to be able to read that because German is not my forte. We do have it all on a nice yellowed piece of paper, which just keeps going. Right, okay, let's have a look. Have we got any English on here? Instructions, no, nothing in English that I can read. I presume these steps are telling us what to do and the process to do it, but I probably will just defer to the sort of exploded diagram. Well, it's not really an exploded diagram, is it? It's more like a sprue map and then a finished build with the things labelled. I don't think it will be too complicated to figure out though, and worst case scenario, I'll just get a translation app and like take a picture of the text and see what it says. This looks like it tells you what each part is and has given each part a name. So yeah, that's an interesting instruction sheet. Clearly not designed for the English speaking market, but you know, with modern technology we can overcome that. We do have it looks like another kind of, maybe like a warranty label or something like that, giving a bit of packing information and a address for Plasticart. And then we have our decals. So the decals are yellowed a little bit, but actually they look like they might be usable. They have suffered some age and damage over time. It looks like there may have been a piece of tracing paper or something which became stuck to it, but that's no longer included in the kit. We do have a number of different markings based on how you would like to display your aircraft. I presume it's tail surfaces, wings, and fuselage sides. So you would just put them in different places, and then you can put your identity number on if you would prefer. I think these decals may still be usable. It's funny though that the amount of decal film around the outside is quite a lot, and obviously the printing is not fantastic either. There is overlap, the registration isn't great, like the red stars are off center on the center of the black lines. Yeah, I mean, they're not terrible, but I've definitely seen better from this time period. But I think they'll be all right. Instructions on the back here, I'm guessing it says put in water and then slide them off. Right, cool. Well, we've got decals, and now we're on to plastic parts. So immediately we can see that we have a display stand. So if I'm going to build this one, I'm probably going to do it wheels up in a flying pose on its little display stand. I may be tempted to spray paint that black because I think it would look better in black. And then the rest of the parts. I'm hoping this is complete. Interestingly, I have looked this one up, and I'm pretty sure this is meant to be 1:100 scale. So that's why it looks so small. But I wonder, like, given the age of the tooling, how accurate it actually is. We do have one clear part here. Clear part is interesting. It does have some raised panel lines on the outside, which potentially I could follow to do a bit of masking with, but you'll notice there's like this big ejector pin mark right in the middle, which I imagine would take a bit of work to clean up. And there's another ejector pin mark at the back here as well. So I mean, usable by the looks of it, but just a bit of a product of its time. So it's nice that we've still got the clear part. The fuselage halves here, a little bit of flash that will need cleaning off. Not terrible. We have lots of raised details. It's molded in this shiny metallic silver kind of plastic. It doesn't feel greasy or anything. It feels relatively dense. If I were to put too much pressure on it, I think it would snap. Yeah, lots of raised details though. Panel lines are raised as well. It does look a little bit chunky. I'm not like a massive expert on the MiG-21, but it does look a little bit stylized. We have our wing surfaces, so these look to me to be the upper wings, and then the lower wings kind of go into this area here. Ejector pin marks are quite heavy, so a little bit of work will be needed to clean them up. Raised rivets, as was probably typical of the time, but yeah, not too bad actually. We do have a number of smaller details. This looks like landing gear components. We have landing gear door parts, proby things, tail surface. I presume that's like the pitot tube that goes on the nose, guns that go on the side, landing gear doors, some smaller details here, and wheels as well. Very simple, very crude. I think everything's here. There is something missing. That's a landing gear leg off of there. So you can have them lowered or raised, I imagine. I don't think it would be too hard to raise the landing gear on this. You must be able to raise the landing gear. Maybe with a little bit of modification you can get it raised. And then we come down to, what's this here? Oh, that's another landing gear cover by the looks of it. A tail surface. Oh, am I missing a tail surface? No, I've got both. Both tail surfaces are here. And then the vertical ones are molded onto the fuselage. That's right. We do have a pilot figure. Look at this. Wow. I mean, not even all kits today come with pilot figures, but this guy is looking kind of crazy. Big ejector pin in the back, lots of flash that needs to be trimmed off. I think he's a little bit proportionally a little bit odd. Will he go in? How does he go into the cockpit? Does he just sit? He just sits on the arm, on that little leg there, I think. Yeah, it's an interesting looking kit, isn't it? Was there actually yeah, there's a cone that goes in the center of the engine there, or the air intake rather. Yeah, I think I've got a complete kit, which is really cool. That's really interesting. It's an interesting little bit of history, this, isn't it? Obviously I can't do a proper review and say, you know, and compare it to modern times, because this is just something that exists at a very discrete point in time, and it is kind of what it is. I am thinking I'm going to build this, probably have a go at putting some of those decals on, see where I can go with it. I don't think it would be overly complicated to build. I would like to go wheels up and have it flying, especially as a pilot's included. But yeah, it's an interesting little kit from history. So I did do some looking online. I believe that this may have been a 1967 tooling, which, you know, gives indication of, you know, the level of detail and things. It has been produced a number of times. I think this version here dates from 1981, but I think at the absolute latest, like 1989. There's no dates on here, so I can't really see anything. However, on this sheet here, we do have 1988, 1989, 1990 and 1991, so I imagine that perhaps it was the earlier of those years, and this is just sort of a bit of forward planning. But yeah, an interesting kit, interesting topic. I did have a look online to see if any of these were like available now. I don't think they are. If you wanted one second hand, absolutely the price is whatever you're willing to pay for it. So if you can find one that you're willing to pay for it. My wife didn't tell me how much she paid for this, so I'm hoping she didn't spend too much. But it is a bit of an oddity, and I'm probably going to have a go at building it just for the fun of it, really, I think, just to see what it would have been like to have built something from this era, from this part of the world. And with that, I think I'm going to leave this one here. Let me know what you think of this kit in the comments below, and if my assessment of it was fair. Don't forget that we do have a Model Minutes Model Club, and if you'd love to join the Model Club and get exclusive perks such as early access to videos and other things, check out the links in the description. Massive thanks to these Model Club members on the screen here for the extra support they give me, allowing me to create consistent content. There are other ways to help support the channel as well if you'd like to do so, and again, full information is below the video. The best way to support the channel for free though is by subscribing with notifications turned on so you never miss a modelling upload. Finally though, last thing to say is a massive thank you to you for watching this one, and I'll see you on the workbench again next time.